All right, we're kicking it off with Flavorful Kitchen to everyone. And I got my coat on because we're taking you out into the KTVB patio. You know, Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and we'd all love to have a double oven, but for most of us, that's not a reality. So what do? How do we manage all this preparation while we're cooking for our family and our friends? How about utilizing your grill as a second oven? That's why we got this guy here. It's Mark from the Grill Dads, and he's out here cooking on the grill. But Mark, you're not just making something either that's the usual steak that we're used to enjoying with you. What do you got in here? He's making stuffing!
Smoked sausage and fennel stuffing.
It, again, smells incredible. Not a shocker. You always bring the amazing aromas with you. But again, you're using this, though, as an oven. So tell us, how do we utilize something like this?
So for me, it kind of came out of necessity. We were cooking for 60 people for Thanksgiving, and we were at a place, at a small house, but we had 3 grills outside. So we had to think outside the box, and then we're like, a grill is an oven.
Yeah.
It really is. So anything that you have from a cookware standpoint that's oven safe can go on the grill.
Okay.
So you can really think about that as an extension of your kitchen. And that's one of the things we talk about in the cookbook, is we want to show that you can cook anything outside, and what better way to do that than Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
So not only does it extend your cooking capacity, you can cook more things because now you have the grill, plus the oven, plus your toaster, plus your crock pot. You have all these different tools. But the other thing is you can add smoke and wood fire flavor to the food.
That's great. So you have like this whole other culinary experience then too with your guests, and you can really, really wow them. Tell us about this recipe right here. And Dakota, come on in, because you can actually see bits of the fennel in here. You've said you got some Italian sausage. Now, what is the recipe in the cookbook? Because this actually comes from your cookbook, right?
Yes, this is part of a recipe that includes a turkey, and it's called Not Your Grandma's Dry Turkey and Stuffing. So we teach people how to make turkey that is the star of Thanksgiving and not something that you suffer through once a year because it's overcooked and dry.
I love that. I love that. Okay, again, so the cookbook that he's referencing here is the best grilling cookbook, and ever written by 2 idiots. Of course, great sass always makes for some fantastic recipes. Here again, used with my very fancy torn hot pink Post-it notes, by the way, is the Not Your Grandma's Dry Turkey and Stuffing. Now, Mark, I also want to point out too here, because not only are we talking about utilizing your grill as a second oven, which is brilliant, that's going to help relieve a lot of stress for people during the holiday season. But another thing I think people are always up against is trying to find unique recipes where you're like you're saying, you don't have to suffer through stuff, right? You're bringing a new experience.
It's funny, my family, I'm allowed, when I go visit my family, I only cook the turkey actually, because they want the same stuffing. They want the same mashed potatoes, the same sweet potato casserole they had every year for the last 40 years. Whereas I like to do something a little different every year and have fun. Like we have a recipe in here where we cook an entire turkey. It's like, it was inspired by beer can chicken.
Yes.
But we're doing a huli turkey, a Hawaiian turkey, and we're cooking it on a pineapple can.
Love it.
So you got the pineapple juice, all the citrus flavors, no gravy required.
I'm glad that people cannot hear my stomach right now, because it is growling, because just even that photo, and the smell of the stuffing over here, by the way, too. Now, I do love ye old turkey legs, because maybe you don't want an entire turkey, and you just want to really enjoy that leg. The picture here, too, by the way, just really sells it, I have to say. But yeah, it's another, right?
Sorry about that.
It's so hilarious. But just another fun way, too, that you can ring in the holiday season as well. You know, Thanksgiving. Or if you don't want to tackle this for Thanksgiving, Christmas is also a brilliant opportunity to steal any of these recipes in this fantastic cookbook. You also have more inspiration, though, too, for our viewers, because you're making some national stops.
Yeah, one last thing I want to say about the turkey.
Yes.
When you learn how to do it right, it's not a once-a-year thing. And that's why we have a couple different recipes in there, because the turkey legs are great, the pineapple turkey is great, and if you do it right, it's going to be something you want to eat all year round. So we're heading to New York next week. On the 18th, we're going to be on the Today Show. We're going to be doing some Thanksgiving-inspired tailgating recipes.
Ooh.
And then we're filming Drew Barrymore, the Drew Barrymore Show, and that's going to be airing, I think, on November 28th.
Wonderful. Well, Mark, we love having you. We're so lucky, right, to have Mark and the Grill Dads here on Idaho Today. And we're not done with you, though, because at the end of the show, you'll be joining me here in studio. We'll be chatting a little further as well. I'm going to let you finish this up, because it smells so darn good. I know what I'm having for lunch, y'all. Okay, everyone, stick around, because we have a lot more to come right here on Idaho Today, right after the break, including how to help you pick the right insurance for you with Select Health. So stick around. So good. So good.